Hi, Willa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, great, thank you. And so excited to be able to talk to you about this film because for me, it's a real movie of the year candidate. And I guess I'm curious to begin with, what sort of preparation did you have to do to tackle this evolution of, two people going on an admittedly quite intense date to the violent cat and mouse chase that follows?
Yeah. I think I had about a month of prep time before. And I feel like, as is characteristic of a lot of people, I think I did a lot of procrastination. I knew how heavy of a lift it was, and I knew all of the things that I was kind of scared about the job. And I spent a lot of time doing a lot of passive thinking about this character, and just a lot of time also talking to JT, the director, before he started shooting, because it was clear that he had such a specific vision for what he wanted to make. And I wanted to make sure that I understood all of the layers of this thing. And that, I think that why I love working with JT is there's such a synergy there, and there's such a excitement to talk about it and to learn what my perspective was and to learn more about what his perspective was. And I feel like that was really kind of where I started as like an entry point into the movie.
Yeah, for sure. And when I spoke to JT and Giovanni earlier, I asked them about that amazing one-shot sequence with your character running from a motel, not to get in any spoilers, but it's just a really cool
Yeah,
sequence. And
yeah.
but what was it like from your point of view to shoot that? Because I imagine it must have been quite
Oh, it's
challenging
great.
to do that.
Yeah, well, I'm a runner. So I luckily came to it with a foundation of being able to run. But yeah, no, I mean, it was definitely that was a very fun shot, because I think technically it's exciting when something like that works. And it really did work. And I think it's also, I think it's kind of like an iconic set of images that come from that moment. And I think that everyone was just really excited. Like, we all left work excited every day, because every day we shot at least a few things that felt just like we had totally nailed it on the head. And that's such a gratifying experience to have when you're shooting a movie.
Yeah, I can imagine. And again, no spoilers, but goes without saying, in a film like this, you and Kyle have to go to some pretty dark places. So how challenging is it for you to get into that sort of headspace in a film like this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's always challenging. It's never, I don't think, I don't know, maybe it's not challenging for some people, but I think it's always challenging. And I think that what makes it easier is to have like a foundation of trust and respect with the person who you're working with. And luckily, Kyle is an amazing actor and an amazing person. And it was very easy to trust him and to want to go those places with him. And I think that that's really, for me as an actor, at least, I have to feel that kind of trust, and that sort of openness coming from the other person, and Kyle has that in spades. So
Oh, amazing. And, given the material you're dealing with here and some of the violence, obviously you've got Giovanni as a director of photography and he's an actor himself. So does that help you in those moments, in those scenes
yeah.
where things do get very intense?
Yeah, I mean, the camera operators and the DPs are always kind of the people who are right up in your face when you're shooting something, and I feel like you always feel a kinship with them because they're seeing all of your good takes, they're seeing all your bad takes, and they're right there when they're happening. And having Giovanni there with me in those moments was actually just like this really beautiful experience I'd never had before, because I'd never worked with a DP who was an actor, and it was almost like having another actor in the movie with you, because there was, I don't know, it's kind of like it's a little ineffable, the experience of it. Because sometimes he would like whisper something in my ear that would kind of like give me an idea, and those were amazing moments too. But there was just sort of this like intangible presence that I felt with him being there in those scenes that was just really unique and very cool.
Awesome. Well, Willa, thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the movie because it's an incredible performance in a really incredible film. So great to
Thank
speak to
you.
you about this one.
Thank you. That's so kind.